Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Living the Sweet Life. I'm your host, TJ Sweet, and on this podcast, we are committed to helping you go from where you are to where you want to be. Whether that's your business, your relationships, your career, you name it, we're going to help you get there. We're going to help you do that by reshaping your mindset, help you live with intention, and learn how to look at the world through a grateful lens. And this week, I want to talk about a really important topic, but before we dive in, I'll go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's Mindset Monday. We want to win the day, win the week, win the month maybe. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you get reminders and notifications when these episodes come out. I'm a morning person. These episodes will come to you in the mornings. So make sure you have your notification on. But let's get into this week because this is a really, really important topic to talk about. It's probably not something that people talk about enough. And it can also be something to where we hear it and we think, man, wouldn't that be nice? This week, we're going to talk about protecting your peace. Got this idea from a great friend of mine, just talking about different things in life. And she just said, I'm protecting my peace by choosing not to worry about it, not to think about the topic that we were talking about. Think about, what does peace mean for you? Peace in your mind, peace in your heart, peace in your body. There's all sorts of things that we often try to avoid. We try to avoid stress and pain and all these other things. But let's spend this week actually moving towards what we want instead of trying to avoid what we don't want. So your peace is your power. It's so powerful. And we've all gone on vacations before, and you have this feeling of excitement and optimism and looking forward to things. And that's kind of really what peace feels like. But also understanding that your peak state of mind is your peace state of mind. Again, your peak state is your peace state. Stress in every part of our lives. I don't really want to encourage you to not feel stress and not have stress. Because when we're doing things that make us feel stressed, we're doing things that we care about. We're doing things that actually maybe help us move to where we want to be. So this isn't about removing stress in your life and that alone would protect your peace. This is more about understanding that stress, unmanaged, drains you. Peace will fill you. The sense of being calm and still, controlling what you can. These are all things we've talked about before. But really, living with intention has to involve protecting your peace. Because ultimately, nobody's going to do this for us. I don't wish for less problems. I wish for better ways to handle more problems. And so wishing that stress didn't come along, or even trying to incorporate a stress reliever that actually doesn't relieve your stress at all and just shifts your stress to the next day or to the next hour, that's not protecting your peace. Protecting your peace is actually making a choice to take action, stand still, look in a different direction, whatever it may be. But protect is not passive. Protection is about being active and making choices. But you have to protect your own peace to think clearly. Oftentimes when we feel like we're under attack, which is the opposite of peace, we kind of operate in this scarcity. We react more, we're more short, we're more angry. We don't actually think clearly. And then we also don't show up for ourselves and for the people that we love the most. And really, no matter what we do for a living, in our career, in our businesses, in our personal lives, we have to keep in mind what matters the most. Because ultimately, we always want to show up in the best way for the people that we love the most. And so one of the things I talk about whenever I do executive coaching and different things is, are the people that mean the most to you, are they getting the best of you, or are they getting the rest of you? Because I can tell you at the end of the day, the end of the life, the end of the years, whatever it may be, you don't want to give the people that meant the most to you, just the rest of you. You want to give them the best of you, which sometimes means setting boundaries. We'll talk about that in a second, but also protecting your peace. Again, you always have the power to do this, to stop and think, what am I stressed about? What am I reading? What am I listening to? What am I watching? All the different things. And is it really cultivating energy that's actually helping you move closer to where you want to be? Now I'm going to say this quote, and it can mean so many different things for so many people. Oftentimes people correlate it back to personal relationships, but it can be something much bigger than this. And I've said it before on different episodes, but the absence of war doesn't mean peace. So this basically means, it doesn't mean that, if there's no argument or miscommunication or frustration, then you're at peace. That's not really the peace I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the absence of something negative. I mean an actual peace that you're choosing, that you feel in your heart, that you feel around you, that empowers you. Not the, well, it's been worse or it could be worse. That's not peace. That's just afraid and not being aware of your full surroundings. So you have to choose your peace. You have to understand and recognize when you actually feel at peace, which I think is probably the hardest part because we're so used to being high strung and all the different things. And even when people finish a long day at work and whatever it may be, when do you actually feel peace? And so a lot of times it's in nature and there's a different feeling there. So if you kind of take yourself back to sitting on the beach or sitting by the water or sitting on like a perfect weather, you're out on a walk and the weather's perfect and there's a breeze and like that feeling of presence. That's actually what peace is about. It's not because it's not raining. It's because you're present in the beautiful day that it is. But you have to choose, in order to protect your peace, you have to choose what gets your attention. We can't give our attention to everything because like we've talked about, where our focus goes, our energy goes. So make sure you choose and you're focusing on things that you actually want. Walk towards the things that you want. And then you will naturally start walking away from things that you don't want. And sometimes this idea of peace comes from surrounding yourself with people that make you feel loved and accepted and appreciated. And this idea of you being enough, because oftentimes whenever we constantly feel like we're having to earn something or we're in a battle, we're in an argument, I hear people talk about all the time in personal relationships and even at work and careers, this arguments and miscommunication, all these things, it's really just a matter of when people say no news is good news, I'm going to be transparent. That's not real at all. That's not actually what we ever want to hear. We need feedback. We need to know what we're doing is actually making a difference. That offers us more peace. So when somebody comes to you and says, hey, you did a great job today, do you honestly think, you know what, I would prefer not to hear that because I know good news. No news is good news. That's not real. That's just pacifying the fact that we weren't communicated with and we're just allowing it. So don't let that be the case for you. Choose the people that actually value your peace. And the best way you can do that is by setting your own boundaries. Again, I've mentioned this on other episodes before, but givers have to set some boundaries because takers won't ever see them, care about them, appreciate them, or value them. And understanding this idea of peace, it has to come from a place of being full, not a place of being empty and shied away and not wanting attention. That's not really what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you're fully seen, not just the parts you want me to see, but you're fully seen, because that allows you just to be you and not have to worry about trying to earn anything. But one of the best ways to set boundaries is actually to prioritize yourself, your needs, your wants, your dreams, your goals, your desires. Prioritize yourself and take care of you. And whether that means sleeping in a certain amount of hours, whether it's meditating, whether it's going for the walk, whether it's exercising, whatever it may be, what we do physically dramatically impacts how we feel emotionally and mentally. But you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your own peace by doing some of these things. And understanding that saying no isn't something that is actually you being selfish. Saying no means that you're actually self-aware. Because if we say yes to everybody else, it could actually make us feel more stress and less at peace because we're constantly trying to fulfill everybody else's obligations. And we've all done this where we've all said yes to too many people and said yes to too many things, but we didn't actually accomplish what we wanted in our own lives. So this idea of I'm the happiest when I'm serving other people, Is that real, or is that just you trying to feel like you're earning something? And so people say, I feel at the most peace when I give the most. But if you don't have boundaries there, you just end up giving and giving and giving. And like we've talked about, you can't pour from an empty cup. So it's really, really important to understand that saying no doesn't make you selfish. It makes you self-aware. And actively protecting your peace has to be a priority. And it's before there's even a battle or a war or argument or conflict, whatever it is. And maybe it's something that you're just thinking about that's kind of creating this internal conflict. It doesn't necessarily have to be something from the outside, but just what internally are you battling all the time that you're not really maybe ready to talk about, ready to address? Because sometimes we are the only reason why we have this internal conflict and battle that's preventing us from our own peace. So a lot of times this idea of protecting your peace comes from, like I said already, what makes you feel at peace. But it also means you have to address the things that are making you not feel at peace, at your best, thinking clearly, whatever it may be. So protect your peace. Know that your headspace matters, because as you think, you're going to then feel, and then you're going to choose certain things in your life. And I think we all want to be proud of the choices we're making, but it all starts with a feeling that we have. But it all really starts with the thoughts that we have. So if you want to start protecting your actual peace, start thinking about your mind and your heart and your physical surroundings. Feeling safe and feeling at peace go hand in hand. So surround yourself with those people that make you feel seen and heard and valued and appreciated. And you'll hear me say this multiple times across multiple episodes, because we don't prioritize our own peace enough. And it doesn't mean anything about anything negative about other people. It's not about hating other people, because that's also not bringing you peace. It's about choosing love. This isn't about choosing hate for things that aren't good for you. It's about choosing love. And sometimes that love is for yourself. Sometimes it's for the people that you're the most grateful for your goals, for your dreams, for your life, whatever it is. Choose love for yourself, because that will always bring you peace. Don't spend any time on hate. Again, like I said, where your focus goes, your energy is going to go. Don't give anything that time and that effort. Just focus on, when do you feel your best? Who are you with when you feel at your best? And how do you protect more of those moments so that you can feel the peace that you truly deserve? I hope this episode kind of made you pause and slow down and give you a thought for this week about, when do you feel at the most peace, and how do you create more of those moments for yourself? And know that you deserve that, and know that you probably provide that for a lot of people in their lives as well. I hope you share this episode with somebody that maybe is battling something. Maybe they're stressed about a lot of different things in their lives, or maybe they're kind of complaining about things they can't control. Encourage other people to protect their peace. First, find their peace and then protect it. Because again, the life is too short for this to not be a priority. And so I hope you share this episode. I hope it's inspired you to protect your own peace. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Every Monday, Mindset Monday, you get a new episode. Can't wait. More great things to come for each of you, different topics, different areas of your life. But I'll take a moment and wrap up this episode like I always do, and remind you that you always have the power and the choice to reshape your mindset, live with intention, and look at the world through a grateful lens. Until the next episode, never stop.